A very good evening and welcome to State of Business, our television's primetime business news bulletin. I'm Adisha Palakumar. Let's take a look at the headlines first. Indian Union Minister for Law and Justice calls on President Sirisena. The China Merchant Port Holdings Company pays second tranche of Hambantota Port investment. Now the stories in detail. The Indian Union Minister for Law and Justice, Electronics and Information Technology, Ravi Shankar Prasad, called on President Maithripala Sirisena at the Presidential Secretariat yesterday. Minister Prasad appreciated the improvements in information and technology of Sri Lanka under the current government and explained the methods of usage of information technology in social development of India. The President expressed the importance of improving the connection between Indian and Sri Lankan tech streams, and the Minister promised to provide maximum possible support to Sri Lanka. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka and India pledged to further strengthen cooperation in the fields of digital and information technology during the visit of Indian Law and Justice and Electronics and Information Technology Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad at the Temple Trees last evening. The two countries have launched multiple initiatives aimed at enhancing e-governance and academic research via greater collaboration.
The initiatives were a memorandum of understanding in the field of IT and electronics, a joint declaration of intent for a pilot project on e-office suite developed by India, and a partnership between India's National Knowledge Network and the Lanka Education and Research Network. Minister Prasad assured India's fullest cooperation towards making Sri Lanka a digital inclusive nation. He underlined the importance of digital inclusion, the need to use it to uplift people at grassroots level, and the need for benefits of IT to percolate to those most in need of IT. Referring to the e-office solution, he said it meant more transparency and accountability and noted e-governance ensures faster governance. Minister Harin Fernando said the initiatives kicked off yesterday would further strengthen Sri Lanka's ongoing efforts in accelerating IT and e-related governance and public service delivery for its strategic approach towards a digital economy. Speaking further, he said Sri Lanka can learn considerably from India's Aadhaar, the biometric identification program, and unified mobile application for new age governance initiatives. The MOU signed between the two ministries had identified several areas for future collaboration facilitated by the respective governments. They include e-governance, m-governance, e-public services delivery, including e-learning, telemedicine, and cybersecurity. The two countries will also promote B2B partnerships and collaboration between industry associations, developing digital talent and enhancing digital ICT literacy, cooperation, R&D, and innovation in the ICT sector between private and public institutions. Ministry Secretary Vasantha Deshapriya, Foreign Secretary Prasad Karyavasam, Indian High Commissioner Tharanjit Singh Sandhu, NIC India Director General Neeta Verma, and industry leaders were also present at the event.
China Merchant Port Holdings Company made the payment of $97.365 million to the Sri Lanka Ports Authority as the second tranche of its investment in the public-private partnership. The two companies established in Hambantota plans to invest an additional $400 to $600 million on Phase 1 and 2 of the Hambantota port in 2018-2019. One of the largest container terminal operators globally, CM Ports operations around the world, which include the Colombo International Container Terminal, handled more than 95 million 20-foot equivalent units in 2016. The first payment of $292.1 million from China Merchant Port Holdings Company Limited for the handing over of operations of the Hambantota port was credited to the US dollar account of the government of Sri Lanka, maintained at the central bank last December. The new agreement stated 30% would be paid on the date of signing, 10% after a month since signing, and to pay the remaining 60% within 6 months of signing. The government signed the framework agreement with CM Port for $1.12 billion. See you after this break. Welcome back. Minister of Science, Technology and Research Susil Premajayantha stated that the government of Sri Lanka at present is focusing on developing and promoting science and research sector within the country. Minister Premajantha made this remark addressing an event which took place in Colombo today.
If we are going to become a developed and wealthy nation in the foreseeable future, we as a nation must embrace science, technology, and research. To my knowledge, if we compare our population and the researchers we have in our country is of course questionable. Now we have 21.5 million population. We should have at least 20,000 researchers in our country. But if you go through statistics, then you find about 5,300 researchers in our country. Only 3,000 actually engage in research. So that is why every year through my ministry and with available funds, we promote researchers and research symposiums sponsored by the Ministry of Science, Technology and Research and sometimes the National Science Foundation and other institutions under the Ministry of my ministry. In the year 2017, we sponsored 9 such research symposiums. Some are international, some are regional, and some are local. Every year, we have to increase the funds allocated for research symposiums, that because we want to encourage our researchers, so it will take at least another 2-3 decades to get the required number of researchers in our country.
Speaking further, Minister of Science, Technology and Research Susil Premajantha stressed the importance of encouraging the private sector and foreign investors to invest and allocate funds to develop science, technology and research in Sri Lanka.
Our private sector is not in a position to spend funds for research. So we have to spend at least 6 billion rupees within next 3 years to complete the building. Then you need more than 4 billion for laboratory equipment. So now I am looking for some funds from foreign agencies, because with our budget for the year 2018 and 19, so you have to raise $3 billion to pay loan installments and interest for the year 2018. So with that, of course, Treasury is not in a position to give us adequate funds to start these constructions, but we are going to start within next couple of weeks. We have to encourage the private sector to invest or allocate funds for research and development, at least within their periphery.
Let's take a look at the stocks after this break. Welcome back. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today. The all-share price index dropped by 26.01 points to close at 6,447.61, and the S&P SL20 dropped by 20.04 points to close at 3,747.16. The turnover was 884.6 million rupees and 9.19 million shares were traded. Next is Forex rates. With that, we are wrapping up State of Business for the day. We'll meet you tomorrow at the same time with more latest news. Until then, take care. Good night.